Do you feel sorry for Prince Harry? Maybe you didn't, but now you are starting to think, oh God, poor thing. He's due to arrive in the UK today without Meghan or Archie or Lilibet. This is all due to disagreements over his security arrangements. Now it turns out he's not even going to be staying in Buckingham Palace, as had been reported earlier, because the necessary staffing and hospitality arrangements weren't available because he took so long to get back to them, apparently. That's a spokesman of Harry's has issued a statement expressing disappointment about this and accusing Buckingham Palace of withdrawing the offer at the last moment. So, with no taxpayer-funded security and nowhere to sleep, are you starting to feel a bit sorry for Prince Harry? Maybe you want to invite him to come and stay in your back bedroom. Maybe you think you make it all nice and comfortable to give him a lovely mug of Horlicks at night and you tuck him in even. I don't know. After all, he was born into this family, wasn't he? And despite stepping back from royal duties, he is still the son of the King of England. Do you think he's paying now too heavy a price for putting his family first? Or do you feel this is the inevitable consequence of stepping away from royal life while still expecting royal privileges? Do get your calls in now, 0207 862 2220. I'm going to start with you, Nikki. What do you reckon?
I do feel sorry for him, but equally, if I was offered Buckingham Palace 2 months ago, I'd have taken it because that's your security. So why they did it, I don't know. And I think what's gone on is so sad, and you don't have to be a royal to fall out with your family, do you? And I do feel sorry for him. But, you know, if you're going to come to this country, why make a fanfare of it? You could come under the radar, you could see your own family, you could stay at Buckingham Palace. The fact that they've made it such a sort of a PR story, it's going to gain attention. And then obviously there is a security issue there. So I would have said yes to Buckingham Palace. I know there's building works going on then. They probably aren't fully staffed. They could have fitted him in.
See, that's why I didn't ask him to my house. I've had builders in the last 11 weeks. I've got 15 builders, wow. 50, honestly. It's just absolutely, very nice people. They're very nice people. Please keep working. Don't watch them on television. Just keep building. Just do, you know, that thing. The ceiling fell in. I walked downstairs one morning and it looked like there'd been an actual avalanche. Oh, not even joking. Wow. There were just rocks and boulders. Honestly, oh God. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. Trey, what about you? Do you feel sorry for him?
I do. I really do. I think he's probably still hurting. I mean, I can understand it from the royal, because they probably feel a bit betrayed, isn't it, after Spear and the Oprah stuff. But at the end of the day, once you strip away all of the pomp and the rest of it, it's family, isn't it? And I think there should always be a space of family for reconciliation. I do feel sorry for him. And I feel he probably feels a bit lost, doesn't he? You know, he's gone to America to sort of create a new life for himself. Probably hasn't happened quite like he would like. And when he's come to the UK, I think he generally has a fear and a concern for his family, his security, etc. And he probably feels that he's a afterthought, as opposed to what you've just said, an actual son of the king, you know.
But
I do feel sorry for him.
You know, they said they were coming, then they said they were all coming, then they said they weren't coming, then they said they might be coming. Now they aren't coming, not all of them, but they might go and visit the late Princess Diana's grave, possibly, and nobody quite knows what's going on. And the briefing did come from the Sussexes, all this "we are coming" stuff. So what do you think of that? What's going on?
I'm a little less tolerant of this behaviour, I have to say. I think he has behaved appallingly with the interviews and the book. And, you know, that takes time to heal. The King offered Buckingham Palace. Great.
He should have taken it.
He should have taken it. It would have been a wonderful, you know, place and a secure place naturally. I think they're both drama queens.
Right.
That's going to go down well, isn't
One
it?
of the things that people are asking, and this is only surmising and wondering, it's not a fact or anything, but, you know, to say you should have replied sooner, and if you had, you could have stayed at Buckingham Palace, but you can't now because what? Because there aren't enough staff there to get it ready for you? It's not as if Camilla and Charles are going to have to rush around with a duster and a vacuum cleaner.
Do you know what? If someone said to you, if you said to a family member, do you want to come and stay? It's going to be you, it's going to be your entourage. It's not 2 people, let's be honest. It's probably 12 or 15. You would want to know in advance. Absolutely. If someone mucked about and said yes, no, by the end of it, you'd be bored. We've tried. We've offered you this, you've said no, oh, you've now changed your mind.
I mean, you don't think Buckingham Palace is just a vast, vast space with loads and loads of staff, and that however late he changed his mind or accepted, there are enough people who work there who might have been able to sort it out for him.
At the end of the day, I do feel sorry also for the King. We've talked about Harry and Meghan's point of view, but, you know, it's being played out in public, whether we like it or not. For me, if we didn't hear from them again and they could live their happy life in America, I'd be delighted for them, because it can't be pleasant for them. But equally, for our King and Queen, it must be awful, because at the end of the day, he is his son. Yeah. And we know that he feels deeply about it, and he must be absolutely mortified on a personal level, but also on the public stage as well.
Yes, Amanda, I mean, obviously you're more familiar with the kind of protocol and the entourage and the pomp and circumstance of all of this than probably the rest of us are. But do you feel that this has somehow been yet again mishandled? It's a misstep. It's kind of dissonant when it should be harmonious.
It should be harmonious, but I do think the Sussexes love any attention they can grab. And they do love to turn it around so that they're the victims in everything. And like all of these things, there's generally two sides to every story.
Let's see what our callers have to say. Sharon's on the line in Staffordshire. Lovely to hear from you. Sharon, how are you feeling about Prince Harry in this current predicament where he can't even stay at Buckingham Palace now?
Good afternoon, lovely Vanessa and your guest. Now, Vanessa, I'm so glad that Harry's not staying at Buckingham Palace. I'm so glad.
Why?
I'm not being funny, but Charles is the richest man in the world, and he can't even afford to pay for his grandchildren, security for his grandchildren. I would do anything for my grandchildren. My grandchildren live in America, and if I needed them here, I would pay for it. Charles expects the taxpayers to pay for it. I find it absolutely shocking and appalling, and I think he should be ashamed of himself. I really do.
So what you're saying, Sharon, is that you feel that the king ought to have been paying for their security while they're here out of his own pocket?
I do.
Right.
Yes, out of his own pocket, not taxpayers. Why does he think taxpayers should pay for it? Why can't he pay for it? He's a very rich man. Why not?
And if I say the fact, which is it wasn't the king's decision, it isn't the king that reviews it to see whether Harry ought or ought not to have security. That's a particular body that exists specially to do that. So it's not his personal decision, but you're saying he should have kind of overruled it or circumvented it by saying, OK, I'll pay for it.
He can, Vanessa, he can overrule it if he wants to. And I would overrule it for my grandchildren. I would do that for my grandchildren. Okay. You know, just goes to show what sort of man he is, really. It does.
Trey, do you feel so?
No, I think for him to overrule it would have sent the wrong message to the general public. But I think what he could have done, I think Sharon's right, is put his hands in his pocket and get a private security firm that completely knows how to look after this family. That does make sense. It is his grandkids. But I don't think he can overrule a body and get it done for free.
You're a little harsher on them than the rest of us.
No, but I totally agree with what Trey is.
So do you agree with Sharon that the
yes.
king could and should have done something to
yes.
make them calm, to ensure that they did calm?
I think that would have been a real olive branch. I can guess that there would have still been flies in the ointment, let's put it that way.
Right, there would have been trouble whatever happens. It's such a shame, isn't it?
But the royal family doesn't always respond in the same way the Sussexes family or that their communication do. Yeah. So we don't know. Perhaps he did offer and it was turned down.
True,
yes. Because the palace, they don't comment on things like that. But I mean, it's a valid point, very valid point.
Yeah, and you just keep thinking at the centre of this is a grandpa and two little grandchildren.
That he doesn't know.
And also the idea of anyone saying to you, was your grandpa the King of England? And you say yes, and you're, what's he like? And the answer is, I don't know. I've never even had tea with him. I can't remember him. I don't know anything about him, for goodness sake. Let's go to Maria in Portsmouth. Maria, do you feel sorry for Harry?
No, I don't. And I'm saying this just very simply. I'm a mum who's disabled in a housing association. So I'm not rich or posh or anything like that. What we're seeing here is a typical family that are falling out. OK, they're royals and all this, that and the other. But there's a father and a son who's fallen out rather badly with each other. Now, the rules of Buckingham Palace, the reason he cannot stay there now, he would have been advised months ago that he needed to give them the date that he could attend and be there. And it's called the bursary rules and things like that. And if you look at the charter, it's the charter rules. I know, I'm getting posh now, Vanessa, I'm afraid.
I'm dead impressed. I'm so impressed with Maria. I'm just sitting here nodding like this as if I'm in the classroom. I'm like, yes, Maria, yes. Carry on, tell us more.
It basically is the bursary rule, which is part of the Royal Palace and its rules of engagement. So parts of security and things like that. Now, what he also had done was disrespect the staff of Buckingham Palace, because he would have been asked on several occasions if he was going to attend or not and who was going to be coming. And he absolutely ignored them. Now, when you do that, and you do that to high-level staff of Buckingham Palace, you then arrange toxicity within Buckingham Palace. And that's not good.
Although, Maria, in fairness, they are staff and it is their job to look after whoever comes to stay. They don't really, you don't have to really consider very carefully whether they might like it or not like it. That's their actual job, isn't it?
Well, Vanessa, it is their job, but if you're going to have people that completely and utterly disrespect you and disrespect the place you work, do you want to be there?
I mean, she makes a valid point.
Yeah.
She always does. Maria, lovely talking to you. Thank you so much. Very impressive and authoritative call, I must say.